Okay, I'm back with another series idea. Similar to the Be Like series, this is going to be a new series that I thought of called the Versus series. I don't know if anyone's done this before, but basically, I'm going to put two items of the same category against each other, and I'm going to compare what's good about the two items to decide which one's better, and I'm also going to show the things that I'm comparing. In this video, we're going to be comparing two heavy weapons, Petra's Anchor and Enforcer's Hammer, which is two really good heavy weapons in my opinion. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first of the two items that we're going to be talking about is the Petra's Anchor. The Petra's Anchor is really good. It has its own unique two-part critical that after you land the first part, you can do a second part, which posture breaks, I believe, and it does like a little slam down. And here's an example of combos that you're able to do with it. So as you can see, after that Rising Flame, I used the critical, and the first part was a guaranteed hit since we were already in the air, and then the second part, it threw them, and I was able to, catch up to them and capitalize with another flame grab. So that's really good because of the two-part critical. If you can get to the area that the critical is guaranteed to put them in, then you can follow up and do more combos such as what I did in that clip. But another thing about the Petra's Anchor is the fact that the critical, even if you dodge the first part, the second part still comes out. Only if you parry it will the second part not be able to come out. And the second part, it has like a really weird parry timing. So let's say they dodge it, and then you just swerve back around because you can control it pretty well. Let's say they dodge it, you can swerve back around and still hit them with it. I'm going to show an example of that now. So as you can see, despite the fact that he dodged the first part of the Petra's Anchor's critical, I was still able to click my mouse and do the second part, which ended up hitting him and dealing the same damage of like it would normally do, right? It doesn't matter if they dodge it. If they dodge it, you can still get off the second part, which is really good. Another thing about the Petra's Anchor critical is it gives you a little bit of like a boost. So let's say you're in water, right? And you're trying to run away from somebody or even chase somebody down, it gives you a pretty good little, a little push to be able to either catch them or get away. Okay, to the next weapon. Okay, so Enforcer Hammer is a kind of a new weapon. It was added with the new enforcers that they added to the game. The Enforcer Hammer, it's critical. It has the Enforcer critical. The Enforcer critical is the critical of all the weapons that the Enforcer drops. Enforcer Blade, Enforcer Axe, and Enforcer Hammer. The Enforcer Hammer, the critical, it automatically posture breaks. Well, not the Enforcer Hammer critical. The Enforcer critical in general automatically posture breaks, which is one really good thing about this weapon. And also with the critical automatically block breaking, it also procs your enchants. So let's say you have an enchant like Detonation. It is a multi-hit critical. It can make your enchant go off multiple times during that critical, which is really good because you can get off a lot of damage in that one critical. And then the startup of it isn't even that bad, and it has hyper armor. So if they do not parry it, they can't just hit you and cancel it. Here's an example of me using the critical. As you can see, after my Rising Wind, I was able to use my critical and automatically posture break him because he did not parry it. This critical makes Enforcer Hammer a really strong weapon because if you can just catch them at a time where it may be difficult for them to parry, then you can get off free damage, especially with the Detonation enchant that I had, which was able to proc off of the critical, which is just extra damage on top of the critical already dealing decent damage. Along with the fact of the critical, the Enforcer Hammer also does good posture damage with its M1s due to the fact that it's a great hammer and it has a lot of weight, making this also a really good weapon along with the Petra's Anchor. But based off of what I've shown you so far, I think that there's only one clear answer between the two. So for this video, I'm gonna have to give the win to the Petras Anchor. The Petras Anchor is just such a deadly weapon in the fact that that critical, man, that critical, it still hits even if they dodge, which is really crazy. Well, the second part still goes off. It doesn't still hit. Whoa. But even if they dodge, you can still get off the second part of the critical, which is really strong. And that critical also can give you that mobility. So it's just a really strong weapon overall. Let me know if you like this idea, and if you'd like to see me do it with other things such as attunements. And subscribe if you're new, or if you haven't already. And thanks for watching. Oh, also tomorrow the voidwalker curved blade progression is coming out. The first part of it, at least. The video is 30 minutes, so I'll catch y'all with that. It drops tomorrow at 4:15 EST because it's already made. I have it ready to upload. Alright, thank y'all. Subscribe and like.